Beloved soul, welcome. I am so glad you are here. The angels have drawn you to this message for a reason, and this moment is not random. Before anything else, take a second and let your heart settle. You didn't click this by accident. Heaven wanted you to hear this now, especially in this season. If you are new here, I want to warmly welcome you. And if this message resonates with your spirit, don't forget to subscribe to Prophetic Message today and turn on notifications so you never miss the divine messages God sends specifically for you. These messages come right on time. Before we go deeper, I want you to do something powerful. Type this in the comments with faith and expectation. I believe in God. Or you can write, I trust God's timing. This is not just engagement. This is agreement with heaven. Now, listen closely. The angels say that God is sending someone into your life, and December is not just another month on the calendar. December is a season of clarity, answers, and alignment. It is the month where confusion lifts, questions are answered, and what you have been praying about begins to make sense. The angels say you have been asking God for clarity quietly, maybe not even with words. Sometimes it was through tears. Sometimes it was through silence. Sometimes it was through exhaustion. You kept saying in your heart, God, please just show me. Please make it clear. Please remove the confusion. And heaven heard you. The angels want you to know this first truth. God does not ignore sincere prayers. He responds in seasons. December is one of those seasons for you. The person God is sending into your life is not random. They are not coming to confuse you. They are not coming to waste your time. They are not coming to reopen old wounds. They are coming as an answer, not a test. This person carries clarity. The angels say that you have been in a season where things felt mixed. Mixed signals, mixed emotions, mixed timing, mixed outcomes. One moment you felt hopeful, the next moment uncertain. One moment you felt peace, the next moment doubt. And you kept wondering, why does nothing feel settled? Heaven says it was because the right person had not yet entered the picture. When God sends the right person, confusion does not survive. This person God is sending will bring calm, not chaos. Their presence will settle your spirit instead of stirring anxiety. You will notice that you don't have to overthink when you are around them. You don't have to guess where you stand. You don't have to decode their words. Things will feel simple, clear, and grounded. The angels say that December brings the clarity you asked for because this person carries truth. They are emotionally mature. They are spiritually aware, even if they don't always use religious language. They value honesty. They value peace. They value intention. This is not someone who plays games with emotions. You may have dealt with people before who were inconsistent. People who said one thing and did another. People who made promises but disappeared. People who created emotional highs and lows. God says that season is ending. The person coming now will be consistent. The angels want to remind you of something important. Proverbs 18:12 says, before destruction, the heart of man is haughty, and before honor is humility. God had to humble certain situations, remove pride, and strip away illusions so that honor could enter your life. That honor is coming through a person who sees you clearly. Another scripture the angels are bringing forward is Matthew 6:33. But seek first the kingdom of God and his righteousness, and all these things shall be added to you. You did your best to seek God, even when you didn't understand what he was doing. And now God says, what you are seeking clarity about is being added. This person is not coming to complete you. They are coming to walk with you. The angels say you are not entering December empty-handed. You are entering with wisdom, discernment, and a heart that knows what it will no longer tolerate. That is why this connection will be different. This person will feel familiar in a peaceful way, not in a triggering way. You may recognize them quickly. not because of attraction alone, but because of how safe your spirit feels. You will notice that conversations flow without effort. Silence will not feel awkward. You won't feel the need to perform or prove yourself. You can simply be who you are. The angels say, this person is coming after a period of waiting, because waiting refined your discernment. If they had come earlier, you might not have recognized their value. But now, you are ready. Isaiah 43:19 says, behold, I will do a new thing. Now it shall spring forth. Shall you not know it? God says this connection is part of the new thing. It will not mirror your past. It will not repeat old patterns. It will not drain you. Instead, it will restore. The angels also want to address your fear. You may be afraid to hope again, afraid to trust again, afraid to open your heart after disappointment. God understands that. But He says this, clarity removes fear. When this person enters your life, you will not feel rushed. You will not feel pressured. You will not feel uncertain. Things will unfold naturally. Communication will be clear. Intentions will be visible. Actions will match words. That is your confirmation. The angels say December will expose what is real and what is not. Anything that is not aligned will quietly fall away. You won't even have to force it. God will remove distractions gently so you can focus on what matters. Psalm 37:23 says, the steps of a good man are ordered by the Lord, and He delights in His way. Your steps are being ordered right now. Even the delays were ordered. Even the confusion had a purpose. It taught you what clarity feels like. By contrast, this person God is sending may come in an unexpected way. It might be through a conversation you didn't plan, a reconnection you didn't anticipate, a meeting that feels simple but meaningful. Don't ignore small beginnings. God often uses quiet entrances for big answers. The angels say pay attention to how you feel after interacting with this person. Do you feel lighter? Do you feel calm? Do you feel hopeful without anxiety? That's how you'll know. This person will not need to convince you. Their energy will speak for them. The angels want you to know that December is also a month of truth. If something is not meant to go forward, God will make that clear too. Clarity doesn't always mean yes. Sometimes it means now you can finally move on in peace. Either way, clarity is a gift, but for many of you listening, the clarity is connected to someone new entering your life with purpose, not another scripture. The angels bring forward is Ecclesiastes 3:11. He has made everything beautiful in its time. Your timing is not off. Your story is not delayed. It is unfolding exactly as heaven planned. I want to pause here and ask you to like this video if this message is already speaking to your heart. That simple action helps this message reach others who need clarity too. And if you feel this message is for you, write in the comments, I receive God's clarity. The angels say that as December unfolds, your mind will feel quieter. Decisions that felt heavy will feel easier. Questions that haunted you will lose their power. That is because God is removing confusion at the root. This person coming into your life will not replace God's role. They will complement the season God is leading you into. They will respect your boundaries. They will respect your faith. They will respect your pace. This is not a distraction from your purpose. It is alignment with it. The angels say you are stepping into a season where answers come without struggle, where clarity replaces guessing, where peace replaces anxiety, and where the right people find you without you chasing them. Hold this message close. December is not just a month. It is a turning point. Stay open. Stay prayerful. Stay grounded. And remember, God never sends clarity without also sending peace. Keep listening. Beloved soul, let us go deeper, because the angels are still speaking, and heaven is not finished revealing what December is carrying for you. What God is doing now is not loud, but it is precise. It is not rushed, but it is intentional. And it is unfolding exactly the way your spirit can handle it. The angels say that this season is about alignment, not effort. You have spent enough time trying to figure things out on your own. Enough nights replaying conversations. Enough prayers asking, God, should I stay or should I let go? Enough. Wondering if you were missing something or doing something wrong. Heaven says you were never wrong. You were simply waiting for the right clarity. And clarity is coming through a person God is sending. This person will not enter your life with confusion attached. They will not leave you questioning your worth. They will not trigger your old wounds. Instead, they will confirm what God has already been healing inside you. The angels say you will notice a difference immediately. Your nervous system will calm. Your thoughts will slow down. Your heart will feel steady instead of racing. This is how you will know this connection is from God and not from emotional impulse. The angels want to address something important. You may have felt recently that God was asking you to let go of certain expectations. Expectations about how love should come, about how fast it should happen, about what it should look like. That was not God taking something away. That was God making room for clarity. The person God is sending is not coming to compete with your past. They are coming to end the comparison. You won't find yourself saying, this reminds me of before. Instead, you'll think, this feels new and safe. That is intentional. The angels say, this person has also been through a refining season. They did not arrive untouched by life. They have learned lessons. They have faced disappointment. They have prayed their own prayers for clarity. And now, both of your paths are being aligned at the same time. That is why December feels spiritually significant. The angels say that December brings truth without pain. You won't have to force conversations. You won't have to push for answers. You won't have to demand clarity. It will come naturally, through actions, through consistency, through how this person shows up. This is how God restores trust, not through words alone, but through patterns. The angels also say that this person will respect your pace. They won't rush intimacy. They won't pressure decisions. They will move in a way that feels mutual, balanced, safe. And that safety is not boring. It is healing. You may have been conditioned to think that love has to feel intense to be real, that it has to be dramatic, emotional, overwhelming. But the angels say that real love often feels like peace settling in, not fire burning out of control. December is a month where God replaces emotional noise with spiritual clarity. Another verse the angels bring to your spirit is James 1-5. If any of you lacks wisdom, let him ask of God, who gives to all liberally and without reproach, and it will be given to him. You asked God for wisdom, not just about love, but about people, choices, direction. And God says, wisdom is coming, through discernment and through the right person entering your life. This person will not make you abandon who you are. They will encourage you to be more yourself. They will not challenge your faith. They will respect it. They will not confuse your direction. They will support it. The angels say this person will also bring closure. Closure to old cycles. Closure to unanswered questions. Closure to emotional patterns that kept repeating. Not because they explain everything, but because their presence makes the past irrelevant. That is powerful. You may notice that after meeting or reconnecting with this person, certain emotional attachments lose their grip. Old conversations stop replaying. Old feelings fade quietly. That is because clarity replaces attachment. The angels say God is very intentional about timing. He waited until you are strong enough to not lose yourself in someone else. He waited until you knew your worth. He waited until you learned to hear his voice clearly. Now you can receive without fear. This is not a coincidence. The angels want you to be aware of one thing. Clarity does not always come as a dramatic announcement. Sometimes it comes as a deep inner knowing, a calm certainty, a sense that you no longer need to ask the same questions. When that happens, trust it. December will also reveal who is not meant to continue with you. And that revelation will not hurt the way you think. It will feel like relief, like finally understanding why certain things never worked, no matter how hard you tried. God is closing doors, gently, so you can walk forward without regret. Psalm 32:8 says, I will instruct you and teach you in the way you should go. I will guide you with my eye. God is guiding you right now, even the small nudges, even the subtle shifts, even the sense that something is about to change, that the angels say that clarity is not just about romance. It spills into other areas of your life too. You may notice decisions become easier, boundaries become clearer, confidence grows quietly. That is because when one area aligns, others follow. This person coming into your life is not meant to distract you from your purpose. They are meant to walk alongside it. The angels say to remain open but grounded, hopeful but discerning, expectant but peaceful. Do not rush ahead of God. Do not lag behind in fear. Walk with Him. And as this month unfolds, keep paying attention to how God answers you, not always through signs, but through peace that stays. Beloved soul, the angels say there is still more heaven wants to speak over you, because this season you are entering is delicate, sacred, and guided very carefully by God. December is not just bringing clarity about who is coming into your life, but why they are coming and how God intends this connection to shape you. The angels say you have reached a point where your heart is no longer desperate for answers, but ready to receive truth. That is a powerful shift. In the past, you may have asked questions from a place of pain, fear, or loneliness. But now, your questions come from maturity. You want alignment, not just affection. You want peace, not just attention. You want intention, not confusion. God honors that posture. The person God is sending into your life is responding to that shift. They are not drawn to you because you are searching. They are drawn to you because you are grounded. Your calm has become magnetic. Your discernment has become attractive. Your faith has become visible, even without words. The angels say this person will notice how you no longer chase clarity. You wait for it, and that changes everything. You may feel a quiet confidence growing in you during this season. Not arrogance, not pride, but assurance. Assurance that you don't need to force connections. Assurance that you don't need to prove your worth. Assurance that what is meant for you will recognize you. That assurance is what allows God to send the right person. The angels say something very important here. This person is not coming to rescue you from your life. They are coming to join you in it. They will not disrupt your peace. They will respect your routines, your responsibilities, your boundaries. They will not make you feel like you have to choose between love and stability. Instead, love will feel like an extension of stability. The angels want you to notice how your prayers have changed. You are no longer asking God to fix someone. You are asking Him to align someone. That tells heaven you are ready for something healthy, and heaven responds to readiness. The angels say December is also a month where God clears emotional fog. You may suddenly realize why certain connections never moved forward, why certain people could never meet you where you were, why certain situations always felt unfinished. That realization will not sting. It will soothe you, because understanding replaces self-blame. You are not too much. You are not asking for too much. You are simply ahead of what those situations could offer. Now, God is sending someone who can meet you where you are. This person will not need you to explain yourself repeatedly. They will listen the first time. They will not twist your words. They will not make you feel misunderstood. They will ask questions with sincerity, not suspicion. The angels say conversations with this person will feel different. There will be depth without heaviness, lightness without avoidance, honesty without fear. You will notice that you don't leave interactions replaying what you said or wondering how you are perceived. That mental quiet is clarity. The angels also say that this person will show consistency early on. Not grand gestures, not dramatic promises, but steady presence. They will show up when they say they will. They will communicate clearly. They will not disappear when things get real. Consistency is God's language. Another verse the angels bring to you now is Amos 3:3. Can two walk together except they be agreed? God says this connection works because there is agreement at the core. Agreement in values. Agreement in pace. Agreement in intention. Agreement in emotional maturity. This agreement creates clarity. You may notice that your discernment becomes sharper during this time. You will feel less pulled by surface-level charm and more drawn to substance. That is God protecting you. The angels say, do not be surprised if some people fade out naturally during this season, not because of conflict, but because alignment has changed. When clarity comes, confusion loses access. This includes old habits, old attachments, and old expectations. The person God is sending will not make you feel torn between logic and faith. Things will make sense both spiritually and practically. That balance is rare, and that is why God waited. You may also notice that your prayer life feels quieter but deeper. You may not be asking as many questions, but trusting more. That is a sign of growth. The angels say you are learning how to receive without fear of loss. That is a sign of healing. This person coming into your life will sense that. They will feel safe with you. They will feel they can be themselves without performing. They will feel respected, not judged. Mutual safety creates mutual clarity. The angels want you to remain present in this season. Do not rush ahead mentally. Do not project outcomes. Let things reveal themselves naturally. God is not testing your patience. He is protecting the foundation. December is not asking you to figure everything out. It is inviting you to observe how God moves when you stop forcing answers. Another scripture the angels bring is Psalm 119-105. Your word is a lamp to my feet and a light to my path. Notice it says a lamp to your feet, not a floodlight for the future. God gives enough light for the next step, not every step at once. And the next step for you is clarity through alignment. As this unfolds, continue to ask God for wisdom, not outcomes. Continue to choose peace over pressure. Continue to trust that what is meant for you will not require confusion to stay. Beloved soul, the angels say stay with this moment, because heaven is still unfolding what December is carrying for you. This is not a season of noise or rush. It is a season of settling, where God gently places answers into your life in a way your heart can carry without fear. The angels say something important now. The clarity God is bringing is not only about recognizing who is coming into your life, but also about who is no longer meant to have access to your heart. December is a separating season, not a painful one, but a peaceful one. You may notice that certain attachments no longer pull on you the same way. Certain thoughts lose their power. Certain people stop occupying your mind. That is not loss. That is alignment. God is creating space. The person God is sending into your life needs that space. Not because they demand it, but because clarity requires room to breathe. Confusion thrives in crowded emotional spaces. Clarity arrives when things become simple again. The angels say this person will not compete with your peace. They will protect it. You will notice that you don't feel emotionally drained after interacting with them. Instead, you may feel energized in a calm way, centered, steady. There will be no emotional guessing games. No wondering where you stand. No pressure to read between the lines. What they say and what they do will agree. That agreement is one of the clearest signs that God is involved. The angels want to address something that has been quietly shaping you. You have learned how to sit with unanswered questions without letting them harden your heart. That takes strength. You learned how to wait without becoming bitter. You learned how to trust God even when you didn't understand His silence. That growth did not go unnoticed in heaven. Psalm 66:10 says, "For you, O God, have tested us. You have refined us as silver is refined." This refining season was never meant to break you. It was meant to prepare you for clarity that lasts. Now the angels say the person God is sending is not perfect, but they are aligned. They are willing to communicate. They are willing to be honest. They are willing to grow. And most importantly, they are willing to be consistent. Consistency is not exciting at first, but it is deeply comforting. It builds trust slowly, brick by brick. This is the kind of trust God is bringing into your life now. You may notice that with this person, you don't feel the need to rush emotional intimacy. There is patience. There is respect. There is a natural unfolding. You will not feel like you have to convince them of your value. They will see it without explanation. The angels say you will feel chosen without. Being chased. This is a new experience for many of you. December also brings clarity in your own voice. You may notice you express your needs more calmly. You set boundaries without guilt. You say no without fear of loss. That is because clarity strengthens identity. When you know what God is doing, you don't feel threatened by what He removes. Proverbs 3:5-6 says, "Trust in the Lord with all your heart, and lean not on your own understanding. In all your ways acknowledge Him, and He shall direct your paths." God has been directing your path even when it felt unclear. Now, you are beginning to see the direction. The angels say that the person entering your life will not pull you away from God. They will not weaken your faith. They will not mock your beliefs. Even if they are on a different spiritual pace, they will respect your walk with God. That respect is part of the clarity you prayed for. You may also notice that conversations with this person feel grounding. There is depth without heaviness, humor without immaturity, seriousness without pressure. These are signs of emotional health. The angels want you to understand that clarity does not always come as a dramatic realization. Sometimes it comes as a quiet moment where you realize you are no longer anxious. You are no longer replaying scenarios. You are no longer asking the same questions. That quiet is God's answer. Isaiah 30:21 says, "And your ears shall hear a word behind you, saying, 'This is the way. Walk in it.'" That gentle inner knowing you feel is not imagination. It is guidance. As December continues, trust what feels peaceful. Walk away from what feels forced. Do not over-explain your decisions. God is confirming them internally. First. The angels say, this person coming into your life will not require you to abandon discernment. They will honor it. They will appreciate your thoughtfulness. They will meet you where you are, not where they want you to be. This is how God restores confidence and love. Beloved soul, the angels say, let this truth settle gently into you now, because heaven is sealing what has been unfolding throughout this season. December is not rushing you forward, and it is not pulling you backward. It is anchoring you firmly in the present, where clarity lives. The angels say something very important now. Clarity does not always arrive as new information. Sometimes it arrives as emotional certainty. You suddenly know what you will no longer tolerate. You suddenly recognize what no longer aligns. You suddenly feel peace about choices that once confused you. That is God answering you. The person God is sending into your life will meet you in that clarity, not challenge it. They will not try to pull you back into emotional chaos. They will not awaken old insecurities. They will not make you doubt your intuition. Instead, they will confirm it. You will notice that with this person, you feel emotionally steady, even when things are uncertain externally. That steadiness is not numbness. It is security. It is the result of alignment. The angels say this connection will feel grounded because it is built on truth, not illusion. There will be no pressure to rush milestones. No fear of losing them if you speak honestly. No anxiety about being replaced. That fear belonged to past seasons, not this one. God is not sending someone who mirrors your wounds. He is sending someone who respects your healing. You may realize that the biggest change this December is not what happens around you, but what shifts inside you. You are less reactive, more discerning, more patient. You listen to your spirit instead of your fears. That internal shift is the doorway through which clarity enters. The angels say you are learning the difference between anticipation and anxiety. Anticipation feels hopeful. Anxiety feels urgent. What God is bringing carries anticipation, not urgency. This is how you will know it is from Him. Another verse the angels bring gently to your heart is Proverbs 16:9. In their hearts, humans plan their course, but the Lord establishes their steps. You may have planned, hoped, imagined, or even given up at times, but God was still establishing your steps. Even the pauses were steps. Now, the angels say something tender. You may not recognize the moment when clarity fully arrives. It will not always be dramatic. It may feel like a simple realization one day where you think, I'm not confused anymore. That is the moment heaven has been preparing. The person God sends will not need to announce themselves as the answer. Their presence will answer you. You will notice how you don't feel the need to impress them. You don't feel the need to over-explain your past. You don't feel the need to shrink or exaggerate who you are. You feel accepted as you are right now. That acceptance is holy. The angels say God values peace over performance. He values truth over intensity. He values alignment over attraction. That is why December brings clarity and not chaos. Some of you may notice that your dreams become clearer during this time. Not necessarily symbolic dreams, but dreams where you feel peace, resolution, or reassurance. That is your spirit resting. That is a sign of trust returning. The angels say, do not be surprised if God also brings clarity through endings. Not dramatic endings, but quiet conclusions. Situations that simply lose momentum. Conversations that stop repeating. Feelings that fade without effort. That is not loss. That is release. God is making space for what is next. The person coming into your life will not ask you to abandon wisdom for excitement. They will not ask you to ignore red flags for chemistry. They will honor the growth God has done in you. That is why this connection feels different. The angels say this season is teaching you that clarity is a gift and peace is a sign. If something feels consistently unsettling, God is not asking you to force it. If something feels steady, even when it is new, God is inviting you to trust. Psalm 85:8 says, I will listen to what God the Lord says. He promises peace to His people. God is speaking peace into your life now. Let it guide you. As December continues, remain open but anchored, expectant but calm, prayerful but not anxious. God is not asking you to figure out the future. He is asking you to walk in the clarity He is already giving you. Take a moment now and place your hand over your heart if you can. Breathe slowly. Let this truth settle. You are not behind. You are not forgotten. You are not overlooked. God sees you, hears you, and is responding. Asterisk. Beloved soul, the angels say remain still in your spirit for a moment, because what God is doing now is gentle, but it is firm. This is not a season where heaven is pushing you. It is a season where God is steadying you. The clarity you asked for is not arriving as pressure or urgency. It is arriving as assurance that you may notice that your heart feels quieter than it used to. The racing thoughts are slowing. The constant questioning is easing. The need to analyze every sign is fading. That is not because you stopped caring. It is because God is answering God. The angels say clarity often arrives disguised as peace. This is why you are no longer drawn to emotional extremes. You are not chasing intensity. You are not drawn to inconsistency. You are not impressed by charm without substance. Your spirit has learned discernment, and discernment is now guiding you. The person God is sending into your life will meet you at this level of calm. They will not try to rush your heart. They will not pull you into emotional confusion. They will not test your worth. Their presence will feel natural, not forced. Comfortable, not overwhelming. You will notice that you don't feel the need to prove yourself to them. You don't feel pressure to be more or less than who you are. You feel accepted, seen, understood. That feeling is clarity. The angels say this person will not compete with God's place in your life. They will respect your values. They will honor your boundaries. They will understand your pace. Even if they are not perfect, they will be sincere. And sincerity is what builds trust. You may be surprised by how simple things feel with them. Conversations won't feel heavy. Silence won't feel awkward. You won't leave interactions replaying words or questioning intentions. You will feel settled. That settling is not boredom. It is safety. The angels want you to understand something important. Many people confuse peace with lack of excitement because they have been conditioned by emotional instability. But heaven says real love often feels like rest, not adrenaline. God is not sending chaos to prove love. He is sending clarity to confirm it. Another verse. The angel's place on your heart is John 14:27. Peace I leave with you. My peace I give you. I do not give to you as the world gives. The peace God gives does not fade quickly. It stays. It anchors. It reassures. This is the peace you are stepping into. December is also teaching you to trust your inner knowing. When something feels right without explanation, that is discernment. When something feels off, even if it looks good on the surface, that is discernment too. God is sharpening that ability in you now. You may notice that your prayers are becoming simpler. Less pleading. More gratitude. Less why, more thank you. That is a sign your faith is maturing. The angels say, God is not asking you to predict how everything will unfold. He is asking you to stay present and obedient to peace. One step at a time. One conversation at a time. One day at a time. That the person coming into your life will not disrupt that rhythm. They will fit into it. You may also feel a gentle release from old attachments during this time. Not because you forced closure, but because clarity dissolved the attachment naturally. When truth arrives, you don't have to fight illusions anymore. The angels say this is how God heals hearts without breaking them. If you feel moments of emotion rising, allow them. Healing is not always quiet, but it is purposeful. God is not reopening wounds to hurt you. He is closing them properly. You are not being prepared for confusion. You are being prepared for alignment. As this unfolds, remember to move slowly. Listen more than you speak. Observe how you feel rather than how things appear. God is teaching you to trust peace as your compass. Beloved soul, stay with this moment and allow your spirit to breathe, because heaven is still pouring understanding over you. What God is doing in this season is not hurried, and it is not accidental. December is acting like a doorway, and you are standing right at the threshold. Behind you is confusion, second-guessing, and emotional noise. In front of you is clarity, peace, and a connection God has been preparing carefully. The angels say that many of the answers you wanted are not coming as explanations, but as experiences. God is not only telling you what is next, He is allowing you to feel it. That is why your heart has been changing. That is why certain worries no longer hold the same power. That is why your spirit feels steadier, even when circumstances have not fully shifted yet. This is what it feels like when heaven moves. Ahead of the physical world, the angels say the person God is sending into your life carries a calm authority in their spirit. They do not need to dominate conversations. They do not need to prove intelligence or confidence. There is a groundedness about them that comes from self-awareness and humility. This is someone who has been shaped by lessons, not ego. When you speak with them, you will notice they listen fully. They don't rush to respond. They don't interrupt your thoughts. They don't minimize your feelings. They take in what you say because they value understanding over control. That is already a form of clarity. The angels say you will feel respected without having to demand respect. This person will not overwhelm you emotionally. You will not feel pulled into extremes. Instead, you will feel balanced. There will be warmth without pressure, interest without intensity, affection without confusion. And that balance may feel unfamiliar if you are used to emotional highs and lows. But unfamiliar does not mean wrong. Sometimes unfamiliar simply means healthy. The angels want you to understand that December is also revealing who you have become. You are no longer the version of yourself that accepted uncertainty as normal. You are no longer the version that overgave to keep connection alive. You are no longer the version that stayed silent to avoid conflict. God has matured your voice. That is why this clarity matters. You are now able to receive someone without losing yourself. You can welcome connection without abandoning discernment. You can open your heart without opening yourself to harm. The angels say the person God is sending senses this change in you. They feel your groundedness. They feel your steadiness. They are drawn to your calm strength, not because it impresses them, but because it feels safe. Safety is magnetic. The angels say this person may not arrive with dramatic gestures or sudden declarations. Instead, they will arrive with consistency. They will show up when they say they will. They will follow through on small things. They will speak clearly and act in alignment with their words. Over time, this consistency will build trust naturally. Trust does not need to be forced. When it is real, the angels also want to address something tender. You may have moments where you fear disappointment because you hoped before and were let down. Heaven understands that. But God says this season is different because you are different. You are not entering this connection naive. You are entering it discerning. Discernment does not block blessings. It protects them. This is why God waited. The angels say, December is closing cycles gently. You may not feel a dramatic ending, but you will feel a quiet certainty that certain chapters are done. You may notice that you stop checking for messages from certain people. You stop replaying old conversations. You stop wondering, what if? That is clarity completing its work. God does not always slam doors. Sometimes he simply turns your heart so you stop facing them. The angels say the person God is sending will not revive old wounds. They will not make you doubt yourself. They will not awaken insecurity. Instead, their presence will confirm your healing. You will notice that you respond differently around them. You are calmer. You speak more honestly. You don't feel the need to guard every word. That is because your nervous system feels safe. This is not coincidence. This is alignment. The angels say this person is also entering your life in a moment when you are spiritually receptive. You are hearing God more clearly. You are trusting your intuition more deeply. You are no longer asking for signs from fear, but from wisdom. That shift matters. God sends clarity when the heart is ready to receive it without distortion. Another scripture the angels bring gently to your spirit is Psalm 25-14. The secret of the Lord is with those who fear him, and he will show them his covenant. God is revealing his intentions to you because your heart has remained sincere even when confused. You did not harden. You did not grow bitter. You stayed open. And openness invites clarity. The angels say December is also about restoring your confidence in your own judgment. You may realize that many times in the past, you sensed the truth early, but ignored it because you wanted things to work. Now, God is teaching you to trust that inner knowing without guilt. That inner knowing will guide you with this new person. You will not feel rushed to define everything immediately. You will feel allowed to observe, allowed to ask questions, allowed to move at a pace that feels right. This mutual respect creates emotional safety, which is the foundation of lasting connection. The angels say, do not confuse peace with lack of excitement. Excitement fades. Peace grows. God is not trying to impress you. He is trying to protect you. The person he sends will not feel like a whirlwind. They will feel like a steady presence. Someone whose consistency allows your nervous system to relax. Instead of braced up, this is what clarity feels like in the body. The angels say your role right now is simple. Stay present. Stay honest. Stay prayerful. Do not rush ahead mentally. Let things reveal themselves through time and behavior. God is not hiding anything from you. He is unfolding it gently. Another verse the angels bring is Isaiah 60:22. When the time is right, I, the Lord, will make it happen. You are not late. You are not early. You are exactly on time for what God has prepared. December is not asking you to figure everything out. It is inviting you to trust what feels peaceful. You may notice that you sleep better, that your mind quiets faster at night, that your prayers feel calmer. These are signs that clarity is already working. The angels say the person God is sending will not complicate your life. They will simplify it. They will not add emotional weight. They will add emotional support. They will not drain your energy. They will respect it. This is how you will know. Beloved soul, pause for a moment and reflect on how far you have come. You survived seasons of confusion without losing faith. You waited without closing your heart. You trusted God even when answers felt delayed. That trust is being honored now. If this message continues to resonate deeply, gently like this video as an act of agreement. And stay connected with Prophetic Message today, because heaven is still speaking over your life, and this season of clarity is still unfolding. Now, with quiet confidence, write this declaration in the comments. I trust God's clarity and direction. Beloved soul, December is not overwhelming you. It is steadying you. God is sending someone into your life, and with them comes clarity, peace, and alignment. You are not walking into confusion. You are walking into understanding.